Well, hello everyone, it's Liam Carlson here. It's time for another Once Upon a Time as we get into episode number 15 of Season 7. It's been really superb as we are narrowing down the numbers to concluding this fantastic show, which I am sorely going to miss as as I'm about to roll in November. Of course, it might be November or December by the time this is up, but yeah, I am anticipating the fact that I'm about to conclude this before 2024 does hit. So, yeah, and with 2 months left to go and how fast this year has been, despite everything, it just brings me to that realization that this show is going to be a thing of the past for me. And it's really sad considering, you know, I started the show long ago. And it's been a really wonderful occasion, really, getting into this show. So yeah, but onwards though to episode 15, as it was really great stuff in regards to the last episode. We learned how Alice escaped the tower. We got to see, I guess, the seeds of her relationship with Robin. Not just, I guess, in terms of the flashbacks, but also in Hyperion Heights, as Robin has made her way into Hyperion Heights. Of course, oblivious to who Alice is, and Alice oblivious to who Robin is. So yeah, but it was just really wholesome stuff. I really loved it, and it was just really brilliant to get into. So why don't we get into this episode of Once Upon a Time? It's episode number 15 of season 7. Let's go.
I knew that lantern would guide you to me. I got so lost. Don't worry, Gisela.
Yeah, any games like hide and seek here is not recommended. I'm just saying. It's very dark, it's very mysterious.
Now we're both lost.
I'm impressed.
I don't care what you think.
You should. The curse you seek requires more magic than you can conjure alone.
Test your will
There's
and
great
all of
power
that.
in family, but nothing
And what
left
comes with great
yours.
power in family? Great responsibility in family, yeah.
Exactly like the other 2 victims. Dead. You want to stand alone, Ivy? Now you truly are.
Better than you. Better to be alone
Hey,
than be
Ronnie.
with someone toxic.
You get that to
right?
order? Does that help us here?
I bet if we get your dad and his old friends together,
Have a night out.
fate'll do the rest.
I'm
Yeah.
on it. Operation Bromance. Does it go?
Bromance. Oy. I don't think they're a fan. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, that's terrifying. Not exactly Ghostface, but it is terrifying. What's your favorite fairy tale? There you go. Loose adaptation.
Yeah. How'd you know?
Because the kid used to do this with me and her mom.
And now that she's done playing matchmaker, it would appear that she's decided to literally text me into the friend zone. Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sure you guys have better stuff to do than mash buttons and eat hot wings. Actually, this
Sounds
is exactly
fun.
where I need to be.
Thank you. And you're safe here. Trust me. If anyone's gonna have the pleasure of killing you, it's gonna be me.
There she is. There's Regina Mills. Love it.
Of joining the Coven of the Eight.
Wow.
I've hidden 2 golden flowers in the woods.
It's like one of
beyond the
those
river.
reality shows, isn't it?
Whoever returns with these mystical plants will show themselves worthy. You'll each work alone. You'll have
What
to be
happens to
savvy
the ones that don't
and
make it?
cutthroat.
Well, someone can be a bag of wind sometimes. I liked seeing you put her in her place. I'm glad you enjoyed the show. Hang on 1 second.
Oh.
I know you were.
That's Aunt Jenna from Vampire Diaries.
point.
Holy
Alone out
shit.
here, we're just gonna get lost.
Holy
together,
shit.
We can find these things.
The killer's going to keep coming.
Unless you're the
You are
killer. Yeah,
I'm a
exactly.
witch
Exactly.
doctor. I'm just as much a target as you. I've come to make a deal.
Anyone that has the name witch in their title, even if you're a witch doctor, you're screwed. I need to know what that card says. Thank you. There's your card. Ah, of course.
Seemed like we raised each other.
Well, if you guys are so tight, why isn't he sharing lollipops with you?
He's dead.
Where you start with your siblings isn't always where you end up.
And where did you end
She
up?
said had.
At a gingerbread house?
We got caught by
Had a
witch.
feeling. Had a
Tried to throw us in
feeling.
her oven.
Seems like you got out okay.
Not unscathed. Hansel. I'm Gretel.
Good to meet you, Gretel.
What's his name now? Because I'm very curious. Oh, shit! Oh damn, they come down fast! Holy shit, did she just turn them into Skittles? I'm actually getting a reminder of that Skittles advert where everything that person touches turns to Skittles and it's just nightmare.
You guys might see me crash and burn, but I'll do it.
It's
Next
either
woman who walks through that
Jacinda
door is getting asked out
or
by anyone
Ivy.
else.
It's Jacinda, isn't it? Oh. Jacinda or Ivy? Jacinda or Ivy? It's Jacinda, of course.
Worthy to join the coven.
But you said there were 2 spots.
I lied. And about the flowers, too. There's none in these woods.
Oh, wow.
Your real test
Sending them
is yet
blind.
to begin.
Oh, yeah, screw over Grell.
Bean. Right here.
Whoa! Oh!
You lied. I'm so sorry.
Ouch!
Sorry, Anna. I know that Mother wanted us to be together, and I...
We really should have put some money down on this.
My mind's still in the case, obviously.
The, candy killer thing? I understand if you can't talk about it.
It's definitely
Nick.
Nick.
I don't have any real lead.
Oh, it was gonna land! It was gonna land!
Did you just see?
Yeah, it was gonna land! Like, did the bar guy just not get informed? Don't move the cup, because we're doing something a little of a little game here. But it was going to land, okay? There she is, Gothel.
To you, Ivy, because you've been a very bad sister.
Oh, heck. Heck.
I found a golden flower, but I did.
Ah, yes, because that is... Uh-oh.
Come see for yourself.
Unless she's gonna plan on betraying her. Oh, no. Oh, wow. She both played with them.
I'm sorry.
Ugh, stabbed in the back. Poetic.
Congratulations. You did it.
It's not been a great week for Aunt Jenna, is it? For me.
But you did. Now let's talk about your vengeance, sister.
I've done some horrible things because she pushed me to do them. All
Doesn't want that history to repeat to you.
Why should I believe anything you have to say? Because you were always the one bright light that guided me home. And Gothel realized to get your wish. I won't let Gothel control my fate anymore.
No. Oh, shit. Oh.
I guess you underestimated the power of sisterhood.
Now who's alone?
Me? Angry. You tried to kill my son. Angry's quite
I
the
mean,
understatement.
that's... Yeah, I was going to say,
But
that's
I
quite
also
the
know that you
understatement.
didn't do this alone. Gothel manipulated you. And if Gothel's after your sister, the sooner she's safe and out of reach.
When the time's right, we'll tell her everything.
Drizzy, were you honest
Drizzy.
before?
Oh.
Can that beam really bring us back?
I was told yes, but I don't know how to do it.
I do. Take my hands.
I miss Ivy, I'm not going to lie. I'll miss... yeah, I'll miss Giselle, not gonna lie. So...
I'm surprised.
maybe she'll be back in the final battle.
Well, it was the right thing to...
As a gift, as I always intended.
Key to
Go
breaking...
find a way to save your son.
yeah, key to breaking this curse. Holy shit, but what...
Can I really trust this doesn't come at the price?
yeah, because that's
The
what
only
I'm
price
thinking
to
as
pay
well.
Is seeing that smile.
Oh! You got it. There you go. Look, if the person didn't move the glass before, it would have landed in it. Like it landed in it right now.
You interfere with my family.
Oh,
Rest
shit.
assured, I will find a loophole. And I will put both your feet on the other side.
Oh, wow. Statement, right? I'm gonna answer that phone, right? Someone's gonna call. I called it. I fucking called it. I don't know how obvious it was, right? I don't know how obvious it was. But, you know, just seeing those, you know, boxes and, yeah. It was like, this son of a bitch. So, yeah. I think all signs were pointing towards Nick. So, yeah. But at least now we know. So, yeah. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna miss Giselle. I'm assuming she'll be making it back in the final episode. Who knows? But either way, it was a really, really good parting way of the ways story for her. So yeah, but Nick, it was right there. Yeah, it was always going to be a very interesting episode to see what was going to happen with Ivy, of course, with you know, her being the target, which is very, very appropriate given what happened to Gretel in this episode. And now we know of Nick's identity. I'll get onto that in a moment. But, yeah, with it, like I said, it was always going to be very, very interesting to see what was going to happen with Ivy, because with Vasilia, he approached her, and it was a very, very difficult choice, wasn't it, in regards to, you know, Anastasia's fate, really, and her own, really. But but there was an option if, you know, she wanted to survive, and she even said very like very cold, I should say, that I'm gonna choose me if anything. So, yeah. But I did really, really like the ending that we did have. Like I said, I do expect Ivy to show up at some point, probably before the season does close. So yeah, but yeah, it is going to be very, very interesting to see what will happen. She might not return, but I do feel like she might be very instrumental, maybe Anastasia as well, given the fact that, you know, we know how powerful Anastasia can be, but also how very, I guess, detrimental Ivy has been in terms of, you know, setting the curse, etc., and making life a bit of a havoc for everyone. So, but obviously she has grown from that. She is now a completely new person. So yeah, and it has been very, very great to follow a bit of her redemption, really, because when we first started off, or at least when we first got to know who the real deal about her when she was awake, you know, I thought this would carry on until the very end of the season, but also she was very, very spiteful. But she has grown, of course, ever since her mother's death, of course. And yeah, I mean, I do feel like I would have wanted more of her. So, as I said, it might come in the finale, but I might be wrong as well at the same time. But yeah, it does feel sad that we have lost her, because I felt like she was a very, very good inclusion for this show. So yeah, but I also really found it very interesting going into that scene with Regina, talking about the fact that, well, I know how you're feeling in terms of that manipulation. So, as well as the fact that she gave her a few credits, I would say, in terms of knowing what it's like to step into a lighter path when you were once the villain. I mean, I feel like, especially with the fact that Regina has been teaching her and all of that, and with Ivy, it's been a bit difficult. I feel like this was a very, like, when we saw her, I think it was episode 6, training Ivy. I feel like that lesson ultimately, in terms of changing things up and putting that dark past behind you, it's very, very great to have that. That situation with Regina, where she is teaching her and she's trying to teach her to be better because of the fact that she herself is on a better path. So yeah, but yeah, it was really, really great. And I wasn't sure where that, like, standoff between Anastasia and Ivy was gonna go. Especially with the influence Gothel has, but now Gothel has been, she's been kicked in the gut, really. So, oopsie. So yeah, it was really good stuff. But I also found of course, flashbacks very interesting, especially when we brought up the whole Hansel and Gretel situation. Not just that, but of course the initiation for Ivy to join the Kool-Aid cult group. No, in terms of the coven, it was very interesting to see how things would play about. Play about, especially when we know that Gothel got to both Ivy and Gretel. So, yeah, but yeah, I do have a bit of a feeling, given in regards to a recent revelation that occurred at the very end of the episode. I do have a bit of a feeling that, because Gretel did make a mention about something in regards to the fact that he goes by a new name and he went a bit berserk and all of that. So I do feel like he went by the new name. He went by a new name called Jack, aka Nick. So yeah, I feel like that is, especially when you take into account the chocolates at the very end. It pairs off really perfectly, I feel like, with the whole sweet situation. So yeah, but. Yeah, I was very, very curious, because it seemed like they were leaving that situation open-ended when Gretel said he goes by a new name now. So yeah, it's like, okay, so that's very interesting. Is it someone that we've known before? And I do have a feeling that it is going to be Jack, aka Nick. So, and I'm sure we're going to get a bit of a backstory in regards to that matter between our witch-killing character. So, yeah. But yeah, had a bloody feeling. So, yeah. But it was just very interesting, though, to go into that matter as well, because like I said, it's very, very appropriate when it came to Ivy being the next one because Ivy killed Gretel. In this episode, in the flashbacks, of course. Of course, she wasn't really given much of a choice when Gretel was also approached by Gothel to kill her. So, yeah. I was just thinking in my head, wouldn't it be funny if they were both trying to kill each other and then they both were? So, obviously, it wasn't going to be Ivy that was going to die, since... for obvious reasons. But, yeah. So, it's not been a good... Like, I made that mention a few times in my reaction, but just in case it doesn't make it to the YouTube edit or whatever. You know, watching the actor, or the actress, should I say, in the Vampire Diaries, and, you know, as of this week of recording, it's not been a good week for Aunt Jenna, I'm just saying. So, for reference, episode 6 of season 2 for the Vampire Diaries, that's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, it was really, really interesting to go about things in this episode with, you know, the guys' night out as well, because we had that whole situation where Jacinda walked in and, you know, we tested fate. So, yeah. Look, I don't want to get all technical and all of that. So, yeah, but because someone will bring... Well, I don't think anyone will bring this up into the comments, but I could just say, look, if someone didn't move that jug, that coin would have landed in, because, you know, someone could just easily say, if my grandmother had wheels, she'd be a bike, if you get the reference. Can't believe I just brought that reference into things. But I mean, even Jacinda tried it out when she was all alone at home, and like, she surely knew, well, if that guy didn't move the bloody mug, yeah. So it just made me miffed because of the fact that, like, my guy, they're trying to prove something, and you're just ruining things. So, what's your deal? But yeah, it was still, you know, really, really low key fun with Hook, Nick, and Henry there. But yeah, also speaking about Henry, I did love the fact that we now Facilia is trying to well, he is trying to put a smile on Regina's face by you know, at the same time, he not so much for Rumpel. So yeah, obviously them two are going to be at odds, so it's going to be very, very interesting to see where things are going to go. But yeah, with what Facilia did in terms of the fact that he needed Anastasia, like, it was very, very yeah, it was very, very interesting to see him try to be all, you know, nice and whatnot in regards to the fact that, well, whilst this does get him closer to Regina, it does give her a bit of hope that she can save Henry. So yeah, but yeah, it was, you know, good stuff in terms of developing on that as well, because we are rounding down the episode, so we need to find a way to save Henry. So yeah, but yeah, it was... I also loved, like, a little bit of Rumpel in this episode as well, like, especially with, you know, the exchange between him and Regina. So, and not just that, though, but when it came to allowing Anastasia and Ivy, especially when he's been... He has been anticipating Anastasia to be the Guardian. He allowed them to have that happy ending. So, it is really, really great stuff. To see him develop and see him go into a more progressive step, really. So, and even he knows that all is not lost. I'm sure there might be another chance for me to seek hope in terms of the Guardian, which I do feel like it's going to reverberate to Alice, especially when you consider she was the first person he met in the Enchanted Forest all those episodes back, when he wanted to seek the Guardian. Right under your nose, right? Just like Nick is when it came to him being the murderer. So, I do feel like it's going to go back to Alice, especially when you consider the, you know, how powerful she can be. So, we've seen glimpses of it all throughout. So I feel like Rumpel's key is definitely gonna be Alice in terms of him finding his own ending. So yeah. But it will be very interesting to see what will happen. But yeah, good stuff for this episode. Loved it, and very enjoyable content. So I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!